Hey YouTube, this is Jaden Storm Convention Team Shadow Strike, and this is going to be yet another Kagero deck profile, guys. I know, I just can't get enough. But this is a budget Kagero deck, guys. I know you guys like me when I do budget deck profiles, so it helps you those of you out who can't play maybe the top decks of the format that do cost quite a bit more. So I built this deck, and to give you an idea, guys, there's only 8 cards in this deck that are above a rare, and all 8 of them are double rares. So there's not one triple rare card in this deck. Now, in the Stride deck that I would play with this deck, it is my generic Kagero Stride deck, but I will show you what you could change to make it even more budget. Anyway, guys, let's get straight into this deck profile. So for the starting Vanguard, I use Dragonic Blademaster. I don't know how the hell to pronounce that, so if I'm mispronouncing that wrong, I apologize. I've never used this guy before, but he works well in this deck, especially considering because this Kagero deck takes advantage of the Generation Break new cards, but it also uses the Legion mechanic as well. So this guy can work out very well. His ability is whenever he's rode by a Kagero Grade 1, you may slide him out to a rear guard. And if you destroy one of your opponent's rear guards is retired by one of your card effects, you may move him to the soul, and your opponent selects another one of their rear guards and retires it. So you can use this to make your opponent's rear field clear up even more. So, Grade 1s. We play 4 Buster Rain Dragon and 3 Magnum Shot Draco Kid for 7 crit. Then we play 4 Gatling Claw Dragon and 1 Perdition Dragon Gluten Draco Kid. So 5 draw trigger. You want to play the Gatling Claws. It's just crucial to play him, just in case you do come across one of those starters that are just problematic, like the Aquaforce one, that'll be out when the Aquaforce deck from G2 is playable. You could say the Royal Paladin, you could say the Gear Chronicle, or even the Shadow Paladin, which is the one that comes to my mind the quickest. But it's just my option. And then I play my 4 heal triggers. So, fun. So 7 crit, 5 draw, 4 heal. Grade 1s. We play 4 copies of Dragon Dancer Maria. Now, you would want to play Protect Orbs, but if you don't have Protect Orbs, then any of the other Kagero Perfects would be fine. I would not recommend Quintet Walls, but if you do not have Protect Orbs, then just use Maria, Baree, Rhino Cross, or Rampart Dragon. Or you can play one of each if that's possible. So if you're just trying to get the Kagero Perfects to get this deck put together, you can just get any 4 of the old Kagero Perfects and even mix them up in any order of any of them, and it does just the same. But if you do get Protect Orbs, run Protect Orbs. But unless you have unless you have a play set of Protect Orbs, just stick with these. Next we play, where is it? We play Lava Flow Dragon, but oh, there he is. I'm sorry, guys. We play 3 Lava Flow Dragon. So this could kind of tell you one of the cards in the deck that we do play. His ability is when he's placed on the rear guard, you may let me just read it. When this unit is placed on the rear guard from your hand, you may reveal a Grade 3 from your hand. If you do, search your deck for 1 Grade 3 card with Dragonic Blademaster in its card name, reveal it to your opponent, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck, and then choose a card from your hand and discard it. So it can help you search out your Dragonic Blademaster if that's what you want to do. And then also, when this unit is discarded from your hand to pay for a stride cost, it gets +2 to its grade, so it becomes a Grade 3. So you can just discard this and automatically stride. Next, we play 3 copies of Dragon Knight Monolith. This is the Grade 1 Generation Break 1 unit. Whenever you've strode at least once, or Generation Break 1, he gains plus 3k when attacking a Vanguard, so he's a 10k attacker. I was wanting to try and find a way to fit this in, but the problem with it is you have to have a Perdition Vanguard in order to use her skill. And you also have to Soul Blast a Perdition, which means you're going to have to ride this grade 1. So essentially, it's going to be just too hard. You know, I mean, I wanted to kind of try and do this because you really don't want to play Malicos. You don't want to play, you know, so you're kind of limited. But in all honesty, this grade 1 lineup is still going to be just fine, and you are still going to be very well off. Next, we play 2 copies of Energy Flame. Energy Flame Aphotic. Whenever you retire one of your opponent's rear guards, you may put this into the soul and unflip 2 damage. So you still have plenty of unflipping damage power. And then you play 2 copies of Dragon Monk Gojo, just simply because we do play Legion in this deck, and Gojo's a staple in Kagero. If you wanted to, you could drop one copy of the 10k attacker and put in another Arathotic, or what is his name? Aphonic, I guess, which is probably what I'll do. I just do not have any more of this card, so honestly, what I would do is I would probably drop one of this for a third one of that, you know, and then you will be fine. Problem with these new double layer sleeves is air gets in there. You have to mush them out a little bit. Grade 2s, we play 4 copies of Perdition Dragon Knight Terev. His ability is when your Vanguard is in Legion and a unit is retired in the same column as he is, he gets plus 5,000 power. And next we play 4 copies of Dragon Knight Jabad, which is our Generation Break 1 12k attacker when he attacks a Vanguard only. But he is still a good card to play. And then we play 3 copies of Wyvern Strike Doha, but you could play any of the 10k vanillas or swap them out with anything essentially, but I just decided to use the new one. So next, we play 4 copies of Perdition Dragon Breakdown Dragon. I like this card just because of his name and kind of his art, and I just kind of always wanted to put a deck together with him just because I do like him, and he looks absolutely badass. His ability does have a pretty hefty cost, but it's better than Pain Laser in a way, because Pain Laser only can use his skill when you Legion. His ability can be used whenever, as long as you're in Legion. So, his ability, Seek the Mate, Legion. He Legions with Terev. And then his ability is Counterblast 3. If this unit is in Legion, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire all of your opponent's rear guards in the same column as that unit. Then, if the number of rear guards your opponent has is 2 or less, choose a card from your damage zone and turn it face up. And then also, when he's on your Vanguard circle, if there's another rear guard in the same column as he does, he gains +3. So when you're sitting in Legion, they attack for 23 by themselves. Or if he's just by himself and you have a booster, then he is essentially 14 plus whatever you're boosting him for. So, 4 Breakdown Dragon. And then for the last grade 3 we play 4 copies of Dragonic Blademaster, which came out of booster set G1. So Dragonic Blademaster. His ability is Generation Break 2. During your turn, if the number of rear guards you have is more than your opponent's, this unit gets +5k and +1 critical. So you can use this when you're out of Counterblasts and just ride to Blademaster and start swinging for 16 plus a crit and have a boost. And then his other ability is, during your turn, when your G unit strides on top of this card, you may pay the cost, which is Counterblast 1, and choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. So, like I said, guys, this is just a good budget deck idea, and for fun, kind of, because I wanted to find a way to play Blademaster, because I do like how Blademaster looks. I hope Blademaster gets... I'm hoping because of the way Lava Flow is worded, wherever he is, that another support card for Blademaster will come out in the future, because there's just no way in hell you can play this in the Cross. Because compared to the Cross, the End, and the Great, this guy's a joke. But he is still, in my opinion, a good card and deserves his place in Kagero. You just got to find the right spot, and I tried to do that by pairing him with a good Legion unit. Because as much as I mean, this card is rare, but I do think essentially it is good. And if you were to build a Perdition deck around him, I think it is possible, because you can essentially get his skill off for free if you combo him with the right Perdition cards. But the problem is you don't always have a Perdition Vanguard in this deck, and you'd have to play more Perdition cards, which means you couldn't play your Lava Flows and things like that. So I did it this way just for simplicity, but you still do have some damage unflipping power with him, letting you unflip one, and then you do have this card right here. But like I told you, I would drop one of him for a third him, so, which I'm going to do that when I do get him, so I would do that too. So play only 2 of this guy and 3 of it, Athonics. So, and then for the Stride deck, it's the same as all my Kagero Stride decks, which is 4 Root Flare. So, you know, when you stride into him, you may flip a copy over him. You may flip a copy of him in your G zone face up. If you have at least 2 or more face up G units, then you may retire one of your opponent's columns. And then 2 Mahmud, which is the unit that you're going to stride into first. If his attack hits, retire a rear guard. And then 2 Atmos. Whenever he attacks a Vanguard, counterblast 1, and he gains plus 10k. So that's my Stride deck. You know, if you wanted to make this more budget, which means not playing Root Flares, you could simply just play 4 Mahmud and 4 Atmos, because Atmos, in my opinion, could be a boss monster of a Stride deck himself, being able to swing for plus 10k, you know, easy. So you can, he's normally going to be at least 26 when you stride him, because you're going to stride him over an 11k unit, and then you're going to use his skill, pushing him to 36, and then you're going to boost him with something 9 times out of 10, so he can hit 41 real easy, and you don't have to play Root Flares. Also keep in mind, Root Flare is only useful if you have at least 2 copies of him in your G zone. If you only have 1, then all he is just a vanilla. Just keep that in mind. So anyway, guys, this has been my budget Kagero deck using Blademaster and Breakdown Dragon. So hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to be doing some playtesting with this deck just for fun. I might even do a match of it for you guys. I'm going to record matches pretty soon for you guys. I haven't recorded matches in forever. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up this video for me, and I will see you next time.